In continuation with the last lecture, the properties of Z transform. Next property is time reversal. Uh, let's suppose Xn having Z transform X of Z. So what will be the Z transform for X of minus n? We know that for the proof, we just write down the formula for the Z transform, that is n is equals to minus infinity to infinity Xn Z raised to power minus n. Put the value or replace X of n by X of minus n. And that will be a result as yz. Now let's suppose minus n is equals to any variable, let's suppose p, so n is equals to minus p. In that way, if we put the values, so summation values also change to p is equals to plus infinity to minus infinity x of p is z raised to power plus p. I can write z raised to power plus p is as written in the next step, z inverse whole raised to power minus p1, and same thing, and the p values varies from plus infinity to minus infinity or minus infinity to plus infinity will result all the same points. So final result x of y of z is equals to x of z inverse, and just because of inverse the ROC will also be 1 by r. So time reversal property says that xn having z transform x of z, so x of minus n will be result x of z inverse. Similarly, we can go for the one example also. X of n is equals to u of minus n. So find out the z transform. As we know, un having z transform z upon z minus 1 with mod of z greater than 1. We did this question in the first lecture. So using the time reversal property, u of minus n will be z will replaced by z inverse at each and every point. So z inverse upon z inverse minus 1, or after solving we can say that 1 upon 1 minus z with mod of z less than 1. See the ROC part, z inverse is greater than 1 by z is greater than 1, or z is less than mod of 1. Next property is time convolution property. It says that if x1 having sequence having z transform x1z, x2n having z transform x2z, so time convolution means convolution in time domain, discrete time domain, x1n convolution x2n will result yz, or you can say that x1 into x2z, and the ROC will be the intersection of R1 and R2. Let's go for the proof of this time convolution property. Write down the formula for the Z transform. At place of x of n, simply replace it by x1 and convolution x2n, and we know that the formula of convolution is k raised summation k minus infinity to infinity x1 k x2n minus k. Replace that formula at the place of x1 and convolution x2n, and we got two summation, one for n, one for k. Separate the k part, k minus infinity to infinity x1 k, second part x2 n minus k z raised to power minus n. We don't know about the n minus k, simply n minus k is equals to p, n is equals to p plus k. Replace in the second summation, the value of limits also change, p varies from minus infinity to infinity x2 p z raised to power minus p plus k. Open this part and we will get two separate part for the z transform, one is x1z and second one is x2z. On the basis of this property, we have one statement that x1n is 2 raised to power n un, x2n is 4 raised to power n un. Find out the yn. Yn is where yn is x1n convolution x2n. No. Now we know that z transform for first part is z upon z minus 2 with mod of z greater than 2. Z transform for second part is z upon z minus 4 with mod of z greater than mod of 4. We know that convolution in one domain will result multiplication in second domain. So x1z into x2z is equals to yz, which result z square upon z minus 2 into z minus 4. Now using partial fraction, we will get yz by z is equals to z square upon z into z minus 2, z minus 4, z will cancel out with 1z, and we will get a by z minus 2 plus b by z minus 4. So find out the value of a and b by putting z is equals to 2 and z is equals to 4 in this upper part. So we will get value of a as minus 1, value of b as minus plus 2. So yz is equals to minus z upon z minus 2 plus 2 z upon z minus 4. So y of n will be minus 2 raised to power n un plus 2 into 4 raised to power n un. Next property is differentiation in time domain, z domain. If xn having z transform x of z, so what will be the result for d by dz of xz? Simply write down the formula for the z transform, differentiate it with respect to domain z. So we will get in the right hand side, z raised to power minus n, we have to differentiate with respect to z, so minus n will be in front and power will be minus n plus 1, or you can say that minus n minus 1. So z raised to power minus n into z raised to power minus 1, or 1 by z will be on the left hand side. So minus z d by dz xz will be equals to summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity n into x n z raised to power minus n. Now we know that we can write it the formula in the terms of x of z. So instead of writing x of z, I am replacing it by z transform double headed arrow n into xn. So n into xn will result minus z d by dz of xz, and ROC will remain same r. On the basis of this property, we have one numerical that xn is equals to n into un, important one. We know that z transform for un is z upon z minus 1 with mod of z greater than 1. So n into un will results minus z d by dz of xz, and xz is z upon z minus 1 just because of un z transform. So on taking derivative part with respect to z, we will get final answer z upon z minus 1 whole square with mod of z greater than 1. Now on the basis of previous property, we have some question to solve. Here is the list of the questions. 6 questions are there. We have to find out the answer for that one.